Let's Google how to get a mining job. Welcome to Australian Mining for New Starters, and in today's video we are going to go over to Google and type how to get a mining job in and see what comes up. Now first up you've got Indeed with their job search, so that's highly ranked. A lot of these pages are going to be ranked high because they've been paid to be ranked high, not because of the information in them. So like this one, that's how to get a mining job. That's not a lot of good information in there. Mining People International, Mining People International are actually a labour hire company. So this isn't bad for a bit of information. And they've got this same paragraph up the top here as they do down the bottom. So we'll go down to the bottom bit so you can have a look at getting your foot in the door and entry-level position, because this is pretty accurate, this. So we do find it difficult to place entry-level people into the mining industry, as our clients need experienced employees who are ready to hit the ground running. That's why the sponsors training is really good, because it allows you to do that. So this is the other thing that you need to understand here. However, in regional locations, we sometimes place people who are already based there into entry-level roles. So, i.e. Kalgoorlie, they've got 50 mines within 100 k's of the joint, and there's just not enough people. So if you can get yourself there, you're probably going to get an opportunity. But just be aware, they turn over people at the same rate in Kalgoorlie as they do in these fly-in, fly-out jobs. So it's still more than 50% failure rate if you go in green. That's why their clients, the people that they deal with, don't want green people, because they just run through them. That's why they want experienced people. So the regional mining centres such as Kalgoorlie or Bowen Basin to grab great opportunities. But be warned, if you relocate to those areas and you're still going in green, there's a good chance that you're going to fail. So that's a good take on it from a labour hire company, Mining People International. Let's have a look, and obviously Seek's in there. And then if you have a look at this, Iminko, they've bought this area of the page to 7 tips, and they've got their 7 tips for landing entry-level mining jobs. If you come down here, ask yourself what tickets you have. So they're talking about having a Standard 11 induction is a must-have safety qualification to set foot on a mine site in Queensland at least. So that statement there is wrong. You only need a Standard 11 on the coal mines in Queensland. All the hard rock mines that we help people get jobs for in Queensland, nobody needs an S11, nor do they need any equipment tickets. This is what these guys do. They try and smear what's real to what's reality. And then they've got the gall to come down here and say other states may not be as strict as Queensland in terms of workplace health and safety. It's only the Queensland mining system that's got issues at the moment. Everywhere else in the country, they're having a really good time of it. Safety's improved out of sight. It's Queensland in coal that's got black lung. It's not in hard rock anywhere around the country because they take it too seriously. That statement there is just a joke. And if you come down here to the next thing, Coal Board Medical. So this used to be a thing years ago. They used to get people to spend $1,000 doing a medical for themselves that only lasted 6 months, and it was a great big revenue raiser for everybody like these people and all the doctors participating in it. And that's the reason why you've got your huge black lung, unfortunately, because the doctors that were looking at it just got blasé with it because they were doing 50 or 60,000 of these lung views every year, whereas there's probably only 10 to 15,000 actual coal miners that need looking at. And yeah, that's the issue. So they've made it now that they've changed the law in 2019, 2020 to make it that the employers have to do the Coal Board medicals. So this is all old information from before 2019. And it just gets worse as it goes down. First impression, would you consider going an underground mining job? It comes down here and it says, if you can handle working underground, it's a good starting point. So check out exactly what you need to break into underground mining job, as getting an underground mining job is significantly easier. It's significantly easier because there's so many jobs around because they turn so many people over. Again, this is another company setting people up to fail. You're not getting your tools to succeed. All you're doing is setting yourself up for failure. So if we go back over and have a look at the rest of it, how to get a mining job, no experience. That's from the jobs in mining page. Jobs in mining page, their heart's in the right place, but unfortunately, on the people that run the page don't have a lot of mining experience. I knew the lady that set up the page originally. Before it's been sold a couple of times since then, and if you go through it, there's a lot of inaccuracies in it. It's not very accurate because people aren't actually from the industry. They're from the skirts of the industry, or they think they're from the industry without knowing exactly what's going on. It just gets incredibly frustrating. And then you come down into the videos that I get to do. I dominate the video mark. None of these people put any videos out because they can't actually talk about mining like I can talk about mining because they haven't fucking done it. And that's the simple thing. 25 years, I spent doing this shit. It just, it's all I know, unfortunately. And if I wasn't sick, I'd be on a mine site somewhere as a shift boss, or hopefully a foreman by now. But, it is what it is. Then we'll have a look at page 2. So jobs in the mine, and then you come down to our stuff at underground training. And this is something that we got published a little while ago. That was in one of the big mining magazines, 12 facts entry level trying to get into a mining job. So that was in there. But this is the one that people should be looking at. If you have a look, $100,000 entry level mining jobs, what's the catch? We're the only people telling you what the catch is. And the catch is that they turn over more than 50% of their new starters. So when you get to site, what they do is that they've got to get you to a stage where they can leave you alone to be a productive member of crew. So they've got to teach you how the mine works. So they often front load this at the start, and then they'll teach you how to drive the truck, and then they'll expect you to apply the two. Now what happens is everybody's so amped up to learn how to drive the truck, nobody really pays any attention to how all the mine works and all that sort of stuff. So they end up going through the truck training, learning how to drive the truck, and at the end of that, they've got to turn around and either find somebody that's going to help them learn, the other stuff that they need to know so they can get up to speed, or they're going to have to go upstairs to the safety and training and say that I didn't understand all the stuff that you told me in the induction that I signed that I said I understood. And that never goes down well. So people just muddle along till either they make a mistake or the pressure's ramped up to them to the point that they don't want to be there, they put their hand up, or they get a window seat. And they just cycle through people, and it's so easy to sort out. If you go in knowing how it all works, it gives you such a huge advantage over everybody else, and it lets you actually talk to the foreman in the interview about how it all works. And that's the reason why our stuff works and is successful. I just don't get why more people don't look at it. Swick, they're a mining company, they're always looking for people, but most of this stuff on here is just all bought up, and it's just stuff that's not real. And it's just regurgitating the same old bullshit all over again. So anyway, I hope you found that information helpful, and if you want to get into the industry, then have a look at the sponsor's Intro to Underground Mining course. It teaches you everything that the employer wants you to know. We can jump over and have a look. I've logged in as the mining coach, so we can have a look at basic mine site operation quickly. And we'll jump on to how the mine works. And we'll have a look at the ground support again. I generally look at the ground support just so I keep it consistent. And as you can see, it runs through completely the split set bolts, how the jumbo's going to install it, how they use mesh and shotcrete. It's got videos in it, talks about cable bolts, chemical bolts, how it's all installed. It just runs through the whole 9 yards, and it does that for the whole of the mine. So when you know how the mine works, you've generally got something to offer the employers. And that's what they're looking for. Like, Mining People International said right at the very start, they're looking for people that can hit the ground running. They're looking for people that aren't going to mess around with their production, that they're going to be able to slot in straight away. This is the best way to do it. Showing up and showing them that you know how it all works. It gives you a huge advantage over everybody else. So I hope you found that information helpful, and if you could like and subscribe the channel and share this information around, that would be wonderful. Thanks.